Hey everybody, I hope this message finds you well in these crazy times. I'm going to start structuring these interviews a little bit different. I want to put more emphasis on the person that I'm interviewing. I kind of regret cutting that Marbell interview up, and so that'll be coming back out as one whole thing also. The whole YouTube channel is going to restructure. So if you're ready for that, in the meantime, please enjoy this interview with the professional Harley T Morris. We talk about KSWA, his involvement with Pittsburgh Dad. We go back to the old PWX days where he was fan guy. So it was a real fun one to sit down and do. The next one coming down the pipeline after this is going to be a comedian from Ohio named Tony Watson. So make sure to look for that, and thank you for watching. What's going on, y'all? I am Timothy Titan. Today I am sitting here with the professional Harley T Morris. How are you today, Harley?
I'm surviving, my friend. I'm surviving.
Yeah, I think that's all we can do right now. I want to thank you very much for joining me here. I know that we're all kind of bunkered down hoping for the best, so thank you for taking time out of your quarantine to be here with me.
Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. I've been trying to keep myself busy. Still exercising. Still trying to keep myself in shape for when all this is over with. But it's been a drag not being able to go anywhere.
That's what I wanted to ask you. You post a lot of like gym pictures and stuff like that. What have you been doing during all this time to keep your head straight and keep yourself in shape and keep that motivation going?
Well, due to the lockdown and everything shutting down, the gym I was going to had to shut down temporarily. So that kind of left me without a place to work out, and I got lucky. My father had a weight bench at his house with a bunch of weight that he wasn't using, and he said that if I wanted to borrow it until the lockdown's over, I could. So I finally got around to putting in that home gym I've always wanted to have. So right now it's just a weight bench. I just bought a exercise bike that I'm assembling, and I got a couple mirrors put up there. Also a few other things like wrestling memorabilia from my own career. But that's pretty much what I've been doing to try to keep myself in shape, just working with the weight bench. I have been going running, but weather keeps dipping in and out, dipping in and out on me. So I decided to get the exercise bike, so that way, rain or shine, day or night, I can still get cardio in.
Yeah, see, that's my problem right now. Is my apartment's too small to put any type of equipment in, and I can't jog in it. So if it's cold outside, that makes my run really crappy.
Yeah, tell me about it.
So I would ask you. I'm pretty sure we both started at the same place. You started PWX, correctly? Correct.
That is correct. Yes, I was trained at
Okay. Who was training when you were there? When you trained?
Who was running training?
Yeah, who was your trainers?
Chris LaRusso, Scotty Gash, and Crusher Hansen.
Okay. I'm familiar with every one of those guys, of course. So, what got you in? Like, was it local wrestling that you got into that really wanted to make you become a wrestler? Was it more big name stuff? Was it any can you think of any one moment in particular?
Well, it's hard for me to think of really one moment. It's something that I've always wanted to be a part of. I saw you advertising online, David Marbell. Me
Yeah.
and him, obviously we're brothers. We're twin brothers. We grew up together. We grew up watching the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys, Ed and Christian when they were brothers. So me and him were always enthralled with tag team wrestling and becoming a tag team. Obviously, things didn't really work out that way, but for the longest time, I thought you just went to WWF or
Yeah.
I had no idea what the Indies were or anything like that. It wasn't until about 2007, whenever I met Joaquin Wilde in NXT. Now, back then he went by Shima Zion. He went to the high school I attended. My dad coached football, and he coached him in football. He ran into him one night while he was working down the street at a bar, and that's how I found out about indie wrestling. And after that, after a couple of different hurdles, I was eventually able to get trained at PWX.
Okay. What was the first local event you went to? Then was it a PWX event?
No, it was in no, excuse me. No, it was IWC.
Okay. Because I remember I went to Eastland Mall. That's how far back I went for PWX. I remember going to Eastland Mall as a kid. You're actually from West Virginia, correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Now, have you always been from there? Did you travel from West Virginia to train? Because it's about, I'm not sure what part of West Virginia, but I mean you're looking at least an hour minimum.
About it was an hour and a half.
Okay.
Trip from where I live. Like I live right at the tip of West Virginia. Like I live right along the Ohio River. Like not even a 5 minute walk. I could be over in Ohio.
Okay.
Like a 10 minute drive, I could be in PA. To get to Pittsburgh, to get to McKeesport, where PWX was located at the time, was an hour and a half drive. And I made that drive 2 times a week, sometimes 3 times a week if we had shows to do training.
When did you debut? What was your debut match? Do you remember that?
I do actually.
I know your debut gimmick. That's why I didn't know how to bring this part up. I know what your original gimmick was. I know that it's not. I want to let you bring it up. Go ahead. You explain it.
So, like I said, me and my brother, we loved going to wrestling shows. We loved going and attending the shows. It got to the point where some of the fans kind of recognized us, knew who we were. I'm not sure if any of them could really tell you our names, but they knew who we were. So whenever I started training, the management of PWX had the idea of making me. Well, do you want me to tell you the first idea or go right into the debut?
Oh, I want to know the first idea now. You can't tease that.
Okay, it's actually where I got the name Harley T Morris because, believe it or not, that is my actual real name.
Okay.
My full name is Harley Todd Morris, and so I was at training one day, and I was just about to debut, and I'm not going to name names, but the booker at the time comes up to me and says, "We're going to have you debut. We want you to do a real like hick accent, and you're going to be on TV. You're going to want to try to get on TV." You're going to come on, we're going to film me doing promos coming in. I was like, "Hey, y'all, I see y'all doing this PWX TV, and I'm Harley T Morris, and I deserve to be on your TV." I can do the accent pretty well. I hate, it's not who I am, so I wasn't really fond of doing the accent, but that was the original idea. He said, "So you're going to come in here being Harley T Morris, and you got to put a lot of emphasis on the T."
Yeah.
Well, I looked right at him. I said, "You do know that's my real name, right?" "What?" "Yeah, that's my actual name." And so they decided not to go with that. Why, I don't know.
Did they know that, or was that just a random name he came up with and it happened to be your real name, dude?
Yeah, just a random coincidence.
Wow. Okay.
He knew my name was Harley Morris. He knew my actual name. He didn't know my name was Todd.
Okay.
I don't know why they decided to forego using that gimmick. So instead, they decided, okay, well, you're going to be a fan who sits in the front row, who gets pulled out, beat up by the wrestlers, or in an angle, or what have you. And then after they're done beating the crap out of you, you're going to go sit back in your seat and for the rest of the
show. And the character was called
Fan Guy.
Fan Guy. I love it. I saw an old flyer with you on it just like 2 weeks ago as Fan Guy. You were tagging with somebody. I can't remember who.
No.
But you look like a 16-year-old kid, man. You look so young on that. I was like, holy shit, look how young he was.
I was 19 years old.
You're so baby faced on that flyer.
Well, that was the whole idea. Like originally they wanted me to be this like, I don't know anything about the wrestling business. I don't know how this all works. I'm just some guy who shows up at shows and they beat the crap out of me. And the storyline that they wanted to do was eventually one of the veterans takes pity on me. And that's where Shirley Doe comes in. And he takes me under his wing and trains me how to be vicious and tough. And
okay.
And that's how me and him ended up becoming a tag team. We actually ended up winning the tag titles at one point.
Wow, okay.
I just wish I would have known about, like, I wish WWE Network was a thing back then. I could have watched Mikey Whipwreck because I had no idea what I was doing with that character.
Yeah. Yeah, he would have been a good one for that. So
Also, at the time, I was 170 pounds, like 180 pounds. Like, I was scrawny.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it was
you were
very,
the
and
underdog.
it also didn't help. I was wearing an extra large T-shirt for my entrance, so it made me look even smaller.
So then, when do you become the professional? Then when does the professional become?
Well, that is a very interesting thing. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm drinking some protein.
Oh, you're
Uh,
good. I'm chugging Gatorade this entire time. So
well, after I got done with my workout earlier, I was putting together the exercise bike, so I didn't really have time to get any protein in me. So, but where I came up with the professional is after the fan guy gimmick, after I was done there, I got fired from PWX. Not for anything, like I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't, just they didn't have anything else for me. So I eventually made I was working for Black Diamond Wrestling at the time as well. And I eventually made my way to Keystone State Wrestling Alliance, KSWA.
okay.
And originally I was going by the Pride of West Virginia, Harley T
See,
Morris.
that's that when I brought you up to somebody earlier, that was what they remembered you by, as the Pride of West Virginia. So
And I wore a coonskin cap because I thought, oh, West Virginia, coonskin cap, why not?
yep.
Um, And I remember whenever I debuted for Black Diamond, someone wrote a review about the show and just said I look like some hillbilly backwoods. The only thing I was missing is burning a couch on my front lawn. And the whole idea for the gimmick was like I'm not any of those things. That was the idea. Was like I'm the pride of West Virginia. I'm not a hillbilly. I'm not a stereotype. I'm what you should be trying to strive for. That was the idea of the gimmick.
Yeah.
And it got me some heat at KSWA because obviously, if you live across state lines, there's that state rivalry between Pittsburgh, West Virginia, what have you. But
Yeah.
after a while, I started seeing more and more limitations with that because why would somebody in New York care about someone from West Virginia?
Yeah.
So, or somebody in Georgia or North Carolina or Florida or why would they care that this guy's walking around calling himself the Pride of West Virginia? They wouldn't.
Yeah.
So eventually, I just decided, okay, well, I'm going to drop the Pride of West Virginia gimmick. And after, like, I had to run as a tag team with Zach Hunter, Team 12 Gauge.
Yep. Yep. Okay.
And that was fun 2 years. But after a while, Zach wanted to try his own thing as a singles guy. And, I had always been either in a tag team or I had a manager. So I decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to try to, do my own thing for a little while. And I originally came up with the idea of calling myself the Fighting Spirit, Harley T Morris. Like, even though I'm, not the biggest guy, I'll, put up a fight and all this other stuff. And it never caught on. I couldn't really figure out how I wanted it to work. I wanted to come off as this tough guy, and it didn't fit. It happens. Not every character is going to be a win.
Yeah.
Well, then I was watching some old school ECW because one night I was bored and like, you know what? I want to watch some old, like really old, like 1993 ECW.
That's basically my favorite portion of wrestling, like Taz, Sabu, franchise. That's my stuff right there. That's always my go-to whenever I want to watch something good.
Well, that's actually like it's funny that you bring up the franchise Shane Douglas. That's what got me thinking about the idea of the professional. I was like, well, what if I started carrying myself like how the franchise saw himself, like a guy who saw this as a sport, not as entertainment, as an athletic competition, not as go out there and put on a clown and pony show. So I was like, okay, well, I could do that, but I can't call myself the franchise, obviously. So I was like, okay, I want to try to look a little bit more professional, walk a little bit more professional, dress a little bit more professional. And I was like, why don't I just call myself the professional? And then it just started clicking into place. I was like, the cocky promos, the ego, the clothes, everything just started working. And then I started like going like, well, I just wear trunks and boots. So why can't that be a part of it? An old school professional. And that's kind of where I decided, the look kind of went that way. The attitude kind of went that way. I'm starting to grow my hair out, if you can tell.
Yeah, so it is good. That's the longest I've ever seen you with it since I've known you.
Originally, I just had the mohawk, and I grew that out, but now I'm trying to grow the sides out now. Because I want to try to make it look like late 80s Ric Flair. Like that, where he had that kind of like poof to it.
Okay. Like almost a fedora, but not quite.
I'm sorry?
Like almost a pompadour, but not quite.
Yeah, I want it to look as old school as I possibly can because when I come out, I want to be just boots and trunks. It's not about flash. It's not about entertainment. It's about getting the job done, getting in there, tearing apart a body part, and getting the win. That's kind of how I
Yeah.
want to play the character. And to be honest with you, I've had some pretty good success with it. As a bad guy in KSWA, like people hate me. Like I had to
Yeah.
one of the last matches I had KSWA before everything went to lockdown. I was in a tag match with a guy, and I'm just standing on the apron, and the crowd are chanting "Harley sucks." I'm not even doing anything. I'm just standing there.
Yeah. Well, speaking of success, you're a current champion at KSWA, correct? Oh, there
That
it
is,
is. The 5-star champion. And I believe you're also the current MVP Masters champion too, correct?
yes, I'm the current Mon Valley Pro Wrestling Masters Championship. I have that hanging up in my bedroom right now. Uh, Mainly because I wanted to display it, kind of like a motivational thing while everything's kind of on shutdown. When everything starts
Yeah.
running back up again, when MVP starts running back up, if they decide to, I'll take it down off the wall. I'll be traveling with it again. Same thing with this. I have this hanging up proudly. Love looking at it every morning when I get up. It's motivation. And when I'm doing something like this or I have to cut a promo, it just comes down really easy. And yeah.
Heck yeah. Is that the first title you won?
No, actually,
Well, I mean, other than that, I'm sorry. Is that the first singles title? I'll put it that way. Because you
yes.
said about the tag titles earlier.
Yes, it was the first singles title I ever won, and this was a few years ago, actually, because I'm actually a three-time five-star champion. Uh,
Okay.
I won the title, I want to say 2015. I might be mistaken about the year, but I think I first won the title in 2015 because KSWA has this intriguing match. It's kind of like the Royal Rumble mixed with Money in the Bank. The last
Okay.
the last three or four competitors get contracts that they can cash in at any time to wrestle for a championship. And that year, I ended up being the last one eliminated. So I got a contract for the 5-star title.
Okay.
Now, funny story about this I had just wrestled a series of hardcore matches leading into this show where I was going to cash in the contract. And I didn't know I was going to cash in until I showed up at the show. I thought, okay, maybe I'll cash in afterwards or something like that because the two people who are wrestling in a street fight. So I was like, okay, have them beat each other up, and then I cash in.
Yeah.
Well, then I was told by management, it's like, no, you're cashing in during the match, and going to be a part of it. It's going to be a triple threat.
There you
And
go.
this
That's what a professional would do.
and this is right after I told my girlfriend, hey, I'm not going to be wrestling these hardcore matches probably for another year or two.
Now you do a
My
street fight.
very next show, I'm in a hardcore match.
Yeah.
But the match was fun. It was me, Mitch Napier, and a guy by the name of Kaida.
Okay.
It was a fun match. I got dumped on the floor, made it look like I landed on my head. People thought I died, so that was fun. Uh, I I swung a kendo stick like I was batting, at the World Series,
Yeah, like you're Mark McGuire.
and I ended up getting suplexed, I believe, on a chair to end the match. Or I took some move. I think it was on a chair. I might be wrong, but I took a move, ate the pin. Kaida won the title and then retired. So, and that wasn't the plan. He was from I don't know what happened and why he decided to hang it up or why he decided to step away, but I just know I showed up to the next show and they're having a 6-man scramble match for the vacant title, which I ended up winning.
Okay.
I had a nice little run with it for a little while there, and then I dropped the title to a guy by the name of Ice Machine, who looked suspiciously like Tony Johnson.
Oh,
There
okay.
might be a connection there. Not sure. Never saw the guy without his mask on. But
Yeah.
so the next show, the owner at the time was like, either you take the mask off or you surrender the title to Harley T Morris, back to Harley T Morris. He refused to take the mask off, so I got the title back, which started my second reign as champion. And eventually I lost the title and just kept carrying on at KSWA. I got into the tag team, like I mentioned earlier, with Zach Hunter. And earlier this year, I saw I was facing a guy by the name of Sly Scarpone, who was the current reigning champion, and I showed up, won the title, and now I'm in my third reign.
Yeah. What was your favorite match you've ever had? Can you pinpoint one that would be your favorite?
That's a tough question because I've had so many matches now. Because I've been doing this since 2013, so it's 7 years.
Yeah. I mean, you're hundreds
Um,
in at this point.
yeah. So, I've had some fun matches with Just Insane. I had a flag match with him where that Pittsburgh dad got involved with. That was fun.
Okay. Local
Uh,
celebrity.
yes. A couple of matches I had at PWX as fan guy I enjoyed. I thought were fun matches. I've had a lot of my current stuff that I've been working with I've been enjoying because the character because like I said earlier, I really feel like the professional character has been like really hitting on all strides. I'm really able to do it better than any character that I've tried to play before this. So I've been really
Yeah.
enjoying the work I've been doing now. I'm sure anybody who's watching this, you could look at my social media pages and whatnot. And I got
That's what I was going
plenty
to give you a chance to plug all that. That was going to be my next thing. Was it so? If you, now that you brought it up, if you want to go ahead and throw all your plugs out now.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm on Facebook at Harley T Morris. I have a Twitter page at Harley T Morris, and I have a YouTube channel that right now is just mainly vlogs, just because
Yeah,
of the
so you've been
lockdown.
posting a good amount of vlogs lately. I saw.
I've been trying to just trying to find something to talk about and keep it interesting has been a little difficult because I don't want to ramble and don't want to bore people too much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's been also very difficult because my phone has this weird thing where where after like 7 or some minutes it cuts off. So I got to try to keep them quick and snappy. So I can't really go too in depth with too much. And also a storage space on my phone. I got an SD card to try to fix that. It helped, but I still have some issues with it. I don't have a laptop or anything right now, so I can't really like record it on a camcorder and then upload it through a laptop or anything.
Yeah. I'm waiting for my Trump money right now to upgrade my laptop. So.
Well, that's actually how I was able to afford my new elliptical. My not elliptical. But
There you go. Make sure you check out Harley. I'll make sure I put links to everything of yours down in the description of the video. You said you got Facebook. You don't have Instagram? I didn't hear you say Instagram.
I do not have an Instagram just because, like, honestly, my life is not too crazy. Like until before the shutdown, literally, it was I'd get up in the morning, I'd go to the gym, which I've had enough.
One Instagram picture right there.
Yeah, oh no, I've had a lot of people go like, "Oh, all you post is gym selfies." It's like that's all I do. I get up in the morning, I go to the gym, I go to do my day job, and I go back to the gym, work out again, go home, make dinner, and go to bed. That's all I do. I'm trying to get myself into good shape, trying to get myself ready for matches and all this. That's all I do. Like when people say, some people say, "Oh, I eat, sleep, and breathe wrestling." Like that's legit me. Like that's all I think about. That's all I want to do. That's all I've ever wanted to do. That's all I focus about. And to be honest with you, the shutdown where I can't wrestle, like I haven't been in a wrestling ring since the beginning of March. It's been driving me nuts. Funny story about how me and you met.
Okay.
So I show up to MVP. I'm supposed to be wrestling.
Shop.
Yes. I'm supposed to be wrestling somebody I've never heard of. Well, I've heard of him, but I'd never met him before. And when I heard the name Titan, I was like, is he a big guy, big bulky guy? Like, and then this guy shows up wearing pajama pants, and I'm like, who is this guy? And I'm like, oh no, that's Timothy Dunn. That's the guy you're wrestling. I was like, oh, okay. And then I proceeded.
The pajama pants probably featured like cats riding unicorns or something stupid like that also.
And then we proceeded to have a match where I chopped the ever-living shit out of you by accident. Because literally, I think I only chopped you like 3 times.
Oh, it was you. You still have like the record. I always say that I feel like dudes shot the high score on me with their chops. Like whoever makes me the reddest wins, and you have the high score right now, dude. You're definitely on the leaderboard.
But true or false though, I literally only chopped you like 2 or 3 times, and one of them was a big double overhand, and that's what left the like I didn't. It's not like I chopped the shit out of you or anything like that. Literally, like
that's one of the benefits of being a ginger is I mark easy, dude. Like I mark easy. That's why I know that I'm a good seller because my body sells for me too because it marks up.
That was definitely an interesting match because I mean you got to talking a little bit afterwards, you know. So yeah, like that was definitely very very
That was an
interesting.
interesting. That whole show was an interesting setup in general because we just did it in like the middle of a head shop. But I actually get one more line of questioning. I didn't ask you. I do a lot of gaming stuff. Are you a gamer at all?
No, I'm
You
not. I use like my experience with gaming is okay. I got this game I really like. This game I've been wanting to play. I'll marathon it, and then I'll put it on the shelf. Won't touch it again for like 2 or 3 years.
What's the last game you played then? Like how long ago is your like how far back does your gaming experience end?
The last video game I played was Red Dead Redemption 2. Just killing time at
Like
the
that's
house.
not that long ago.
No, it wasn't. Just because I've been bored at the house, I need something to do, something to play, something just to keep my mind off of everything. Girlfriend was
Yeah.
out hanging out with a friend, so I was like, you know what? I'll pop on, Red Dead Redemption or this game or that game or whatever. I actually asked people on Facebook, like, hey, should I play this? Which I still have to finish the God of War game I got, the new one. Like, I
Oh,
thought
see,
that thing, I thought it
I'm
was
an
solid.
Xbox guy, so I don't get the benefit of playing God of War games.
Well, hey, just because us PS4 players are a little bit better than you, don't feel that bad.
I mean, I got a
Uh,
PS2 and a PS3, but I stopped there for a reason.
uh, I like the PS4. Like I said, I gotta still play the rest of the God of War game, which I've enjoyed. I enjoy like its beautiful graphics. The storytelling's been really compelling. It's just usually by the time, like I told you, like most of my day is I go to the gym, go to work, go back to the gym, come home, make dinner, and then
Yeah.
by the time I sit down to relax and eat dinner or whatever, it's like 7, 8 o'clock at night, and I'm ready to go to bed.
Oh yeah.
Like I watch a
Yeah,
little bit of
because
TV with
when
the
you're
girls.
saying you're posting gym selfies at like 5 in the morning a lot of the time. I'm like, dude,
Well,
I just
it
went to bed like 3 hours ago. What are you doing awake already?
What helps, I have to be at my day job by 6. So
Yeah,
I'd get myself up at like 3 o'clock, which the girlfriend hates. And then
I'm
because
sure that's not fun.
we work in the same building and we do the same job. So I'm her ride to work. So when I get up, she has to get up. So if I'm going to the gym at 3 in the
Okay.
morning, she has to get up and go with me to the gym at 3 in the morning. She stays in the car, and then I'll go
Oh, so
in.
she literally just sits in the car and waits for you at the gym.
Yeah. And then I'll go in,
Oh, wow.
I'll do my workout, then I'll get back in the car. Usually she's asleep, and while I drive to work, and I might get to work a little bit early, maybe get a little bit of a nap before we have to go in.
How
Do my
far is your
job.
house from the gym? How far do you live away from there that you can't just drive back and pick her up, dog?
Well, I live like 10 minutes away from my gym, but
Oh,
the whole thing
oh.
is I could go to the gym, come back and pick her up if she wanted to, but she's never asked me to work out that plan. She just said,
Okay.
"Yeah, I'll just sleep in the car," and it also saves us on gas and everything. So instead
Yeah,
of having
yeah,
to
I
drive
get
up
it.
there, turn around, come back, and then drive all the way to work, it saves us on gas for her just to go with me because then my gym is legitimately on the way to work. So,
Dude, sleep is so important to me that I would Uber to the gym after you. If you're like, I'm not coming back to pick you up, like, all right, well, then I'm Ubering to your ass because I ain't getting up until 3 in the morning.
well, that's what I'm kind of hoping with my home gym setup now is I'm still planning on going back to an actual gym when everything opens back up. But now because I got the exercise bike, which I just bought today, that I can literally, if I want to do cardio in the morning, I just hop on the exercise bike. I won't have to wake her up. She can sleep. I can get my cardio in, get a shower, and then we can go to work. She
Yeah,
can.
that's true. You could even cut your morning, even go to the gym after work then.
Well, I'm still like that's the thing. Like I said, the home gym helps with not being able to go anywhere right now. But when everything opens back up, I'm still planning on going back to normal gym. Mainly because the weights and everything I have are my father's. And as long as the gyms are closed down right now, he said I could borrow them. Once the gyms open back up, I'll have
Yeah.
to, get a new weight bench, a new bar, new weights, and everything like that. But even when I do get all that, I like going to the gym. I like being a little bit social, being out. It gets me out of the house a little bit.
See, I'm the weird guy that I would much prefer to have the home gym setup. Like, I love working out at home. I don't like the social aspect of working out together, as odd as that sounds.
See, I'm the opposite because before I had the home gym set up, I couldn't work out at the house. I hated it because I never really had that space that was mine. So like if okay, well I'll set the bench up in the living room, I'll work out. Like my body doesn't respond well to that. It keeps telling me like, well the couch is right there. You can go get a snack. You can watch TV. You can do this. You can do like there's 100 other things you can do rather than working out here in the living room. So now that I got an actual space, like we cleaned out our little area because when you walk into my house, there's this like partial area, and then you walk into the living room. Well, we cleaned out the partial area now to where now I'm gonna have the exercise bike in there, the weight bench. I'm looking into getting a squat rack eventually. So now it kind of feels more like my space. Like when I'm in there, I got that headset of like this. I'm in here to work out. I'm not in here to sit at the couch. I'm not in here to watch TV. I'm not in here to eat. This is my space to work out, and that keeps my focus. That keeps my head on straight.
But I used to be 400 pounds also, so I've come a long way.
I'll be honest with you, I have a hard time picturing you at 400 pounds.
Oh, it's insane, dude. I posted pictures recently on my Facebook of Fat Me. Fat Me was an unfortunate looking gentleman. Here's the funny story of how I found out I was fat, okay? So do you remember when AJ played for the Pirates?
I'm not a sports guy.
Okay, well, there was a pitcher named AJ Burnett that played for the Pittsburgh Pirates, okay? And I went to a meet and greet thing with him. And I went over to AJ Burnett and I hand the pretty girl that's going to take the picture my phone. And she takes the picture of me and AJ Burnett and she hands it back to me. And I look down at it and I go, oh my God, I'm a big fat guy. And AJ Burnett starts laughing, okay? So I look over at AJ Burnett and I go, no, dude, this is a serious matter. I'm only just finding out about this. And he starts laughing even harder. And I was like, I got to do something about this, man. And he's like, well, just lose the weight. And I was like, yeah, easy for you to say. And he goes, man, just do it. And I was like, all right. And I kind of like walked away in a daze, like I didn't ask him any of the questions I went there to ask him or nothing. They handed me the phone and I looked down at myself and was like, holy shit, look how fat I am. And then AJ Burnett laughed at me. Do you know how motivational it is to have like a fucking athlete that you look up to laugh directly into your face?
No, I've never had. I can honestly say I've never had that experience.
Yeah, a professional athlete that I look up to literally laughed directly into my face, not like behind my back. Like I could see him doing it.
No, I can honestly say I've never had a. That's not how I got started on my journey into exercise. I've never come close to 300 pounds, but I can tell you like a similar thing with me back in high school. Like I wasn't a sports guy. I didn't play baseball, didn't play football, didn't do any sports.
I was a marching band kid, dude. You're preaching to the choir.
Well, I was a lazy kid. I didn't work out or anything like that. I'd come home, do homework, lay in bed, watch TV, and eventually my weight got to about 211. But it wasn't like I had no muscle mass on. If you look at any old photos of me without my shirt on, which I'm sure there's a few on my wrestling page, like I have no muscle mass. Like I'm all skin and bones because I started going, okay, well, I want to be a wrestler. And to do that, I'm going to need cardio. I'm going to need to get myself into shape. And my family has always dealt with obesity, or at least as far back as I can tell, because my uncle was overweight. My dad was overweight. He struggled with that during his lifetime.
Yeah.
And so I just one day was like, you know what? I want to try to keep myself in a good condition as long as I possibly can. So I started running every day, and I lost 100, not 100. I went from 211 to about 190. So I lost about 20 pounds.
Okay.
And I decided like, hey, I want to try to lose a little bit more. So I stopped drinking soda or pop, if you prefer, whichever one you want to call it.
Yeah.
But I stopped drinking carbonated beverages. And at first I thought, oh, this is going to be terrible. I've heard about people getting caffeinated headaches and all this stuff. The worst thing that ever happened to me is I'd have dreams about drinking soda.
See, I have like a very unhealthy energy drink addiction. I definitely get like caffeinated headaches if I don't drink Monsters.
Well, with me cutting out pop, I ended up dropping another 20 pounds. And eventually that weight started working its way back on when I started getting a little bit lazier with the running and all this other stuff. And I want to say it was about a year ago, I really was like, you know what? I really want to get myself into really good shape, or at least in better shape.
Yeah.
I want to start looking more like a wrestler, especially if I'm doing the professional gimmick. So I started tanning. I started shaving off my body hair, which is a pain.
It is a pain. It took me forever to figure out how to do that without razor burning the shit out of myself, dude.
I don't really get razor burn, but
I'm a ginger. That goes back to the being a ginger thing. Yeah.
And I started hitting the weights really hard, and like I told you earlier, I feel like a lot of me is really filled out. My legs are filled out pretty good. My shoulders, my arms, my chest. It's just my stomach. That's the only issue I've been having, is losing that little bit of belly fat. I know we mentioned my social medias earlier. If anybody, please throw me a follow on Twitter. I'm trying to get my followers up. I think right now I'm at like 55 or 56 followers. So I want to try to get that. So I want to try to get that up. YouTube, I'm only at like 26 subscribers, but again, that's more of just a vlog, just something to get my mind preoccupied. If you guys want to follow me on that, then subscribe there. Facebook, I have it set up as like a regular account, like a friend request account. I still need to try to see if I can switch that over to getting that as a like a fan page.
You'll have to just start one.
Which I think is one of my biggest worries about just doing that, is just starting all that over again.
Yeah, but you can send it as a mass invite to all your friends. So that's the good thing about it.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not the most tech savvy. Like, there's a reason it took me until a year ago to get Twitter.
But anyway, Harley, I want to thank you for being here with me. And like I said, you can check out him in the description below. I'll have a link to his Facebook, his Twitter,
do you mind
and his YouTube. And I'm going to try to talk him into making an Instagram, because where else that's the best place to post gym selfies, man. You take them anyway. You might as well have an Instagram.
Well, I'll do another quick shout out here before we get off. Also, if you want to keep up with any of the promotions that I am currently working for, or I do have plans to debut for, or at least had plans before all this started, Mon Valley on Facebook, Mon Valley Pro Wrestling. Follow the Keystone State Wrestling Alliance, KSWA, on Facebook and on Twitter. Black Diamond Wrestling on Facebook, on Twitter. Lock Target Wrestling from New Jersey. Look them up. I don't know if they have a Twitter yet, but I do know they have Facebook. And Titan Championship Wrestling. Look them up.
Is that mine?
They're on Facebook. I'm not sure if they have Twitter either, but they definitely have a Facebook page. So follow them. I was actually set to debut for Titan Championship Wrestling before the pandemic got that show postponed. So
yeah,
I was upset too, because I was going to be doing an Arn Anderson seminar the night the
Dude,
day of.
Okay, I know. I was gonna say I know that name. I was gonna do that. I was doing the Arn Anderson thing. I know the name now. I was like, why do I know that? Mm-hmm. They were the ones with the Arn Anderson seminar. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, me and
Arn Anderson's my top 5.
Me and AJ Matthews, he's going by something else now, but I just know him as AJ. We're going to drive up. I was booked on the show. I was going to do the seminar, then do the show, and then me and him were going to shoot to a promotion that was doing like a Royal Rumble style match in New York that a buddy of mine got us booked on. And we were going to make an entire weekend out of it. Like, I had that Monday off. I had vacation filed. Me and him were going to make a big weekend out of it. And all that got scrapped.
Yeah, and then all broke loose, basically. And now we live in a horror movie.
I don't know what type of horror movie you live in, but for me, I'm just bored.
It's very disconcerting to me, everybody in masks. I have an anxiety disorder, and it's really, like, this is really messing with me. I'm not going to lie to you.
It seems like, see, this is how bored I get. Me and you keep trying to end this podcast.
Oh yeah, I know. Trust me, I'm the same way, because I'm like, I'm technically looking at somebody different though, so it's not that bad. But Harley, we'll definitely have you back, and I want to thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.